Hey, welcome. I am officially here live. This is Dr. Shanae of SP Consulting Group, and I am coming to you on this day, Tuesday, the second. No, it's the first. It's the second day in the week, but this is the first day of Black History Month and the first day of my birthday month. Your girl getting old, and I don't mind it. Got the dye out, make sure them grays aren't showing. But you know how we do the things to do what we want to do to feel good in the moment. Um, I wanted to go down this avenue of really looking at what is everything to you. The reason why I want to talk about that and what is everything to you in this series of what we're not going to do is because some people are stuck. Some people get stuck. Some people are becoming stuck. Some people are getting complacent. This is February. Like I said, some of you guys, hey, Michael, it's been forever. I know we were supposed to catch up a long time ago. So pardon moi for my life's craziness. But hey, how you doing? It has been forever. Thanks for joining me here. So yeah, what is everything to you? Okay, so for those that don't know, that haven't been following me, if you're following me for the first time, again, I'm Dr. Shanae of SP Consulting Group. I'm an organizational development psychologist as well as a licensed psychotherapist, neurolinguistic program specialist, executive wellness coach, transformational coach, certified mentor. I even do, I help people that are going through things with self-medicating, so self-medicating with drinks, libations, self-medicating with weed, self-medicating with all the things that aren't actually dealing with the issue. So I am a internationally certified drug and alcohol counselor. All that to say that. So I come from this space of always pushing for work-life balance. So I consider myself to be a work-life balance strategist. I like to strategize on how you guys can find peace in the midst of whatever storm you may be going through. And I do that because of my life work on myself, my life work helping others. And I had vowed before the beginning of this year to really be more present, to be more clear in what I do, the things that I've done, but also helping you guys see the background of why I lead in the way that I do, why it is that I have the focus that I have, why do I combine mind, body, spiritual health, why do I talk about mindfulness-based stress reduction, using mindfulness, using prayer, using, yes, the clinical, yes, the academic, all of those things to really put yourself in a place where you realize that this is real. Okay. Transformation is real. Transformation is possible. And I say that because there is so much that has been going on lately, so much that have been said, so much consistent loss. A couple of clients of mine in one day shared with me that they lost someone. And, for those that don't know or not aware, I'm still going through grief and loss of my dad. It'll be a year on the 19th, I believe, the 19th of February. So there's a lot of things that I do purposely, again, because I'm on this journey with you guys. I don't ever pretend to be all knowing. I have spent a lot of time studying in this area, studying people, studying change, how to bring about change. One of the books that I shared with you guys that I have been reading, for those that are interested, in addition to the Bible, the book of all books, is The Power of Flexing. And I'm going to show you guys again by Susan J. Ashford. And as you see, it says how to use small daily experiments to create big life-changing growth. I don't know why I read that backwards like that instead of just turning it around. But I want to come from this place again where it's, what is your everything? What is your everything? What is it that consumes your life? And I want to be very clear, because when it's all said and done, this pours into whether you are living a life that is fear-based, based off of survival, based off of things that are getting in your way. What is everything to you? What is everything to you? And it's important for you to understand that, because it's important for you to get a grip on purpose, the things that are getting in your way. And again, let's blow this popsicle stand right now. When it's all said and done, we're not just talking about your New Year's resolution. To be honest, I appreciate those that have them. I mean, it is what it is, but I am more into total transformation. At any time, at any point in which you feel there is a milestone, where there is a state of renewal, a shift, a season of shift that you want to grab a hold to and sort of ride that to your point of change. But when it's all said and done, I really, really, really want to push you guys to understand something about yourself. And that is, unless you know what is everything to you, you will tend to lose everything that really is bigger. Okay. And when I say that, and I say we because I know that there's a body of research out there in regards to change, in regards to transformation. There's a lot of people out there really preaching transformation. Shoot, it's a whole transformation church on it. But what does that mean for you? You have to come to a place of understanding that. And if you don't, you can get really lost in the minutia of things. Things can be self-care. Yes, your self-care efforts can be considered things. Something else to put on your to-do list if you're not careful. And so what is it that is your bottom line makes a big impact on what it is that you're going to seek moving forward. And so, again, coming from this place of educating you, I'm wanting to do it from an inspirational place, because you have to understand that you can't just be a collector of things that are to do, things that are guiding your way of living, even though it's all on the outside and not necessarily on the inside. And so when I say what's your everything, of course, if you don't know me by now, you already know that I'm about to tell you what is supposed to be your everything. You ready for it? If you already know, go ahead and put it in the chat box. If you already know what I'm going to say, go ahead and put it in chat box. I really challenge you guys to see if you really know what I'm about to say, because when it's all said and done, I'm saying the same thing over and over again in a different way. And that is a fact. If God is not your everything, there's a problem. So let me just check this out. If you are unsure of what you're supposed to be doing in life, if you have tried everything and it still isn't working, for some of you, that may include therapy. You even tried therapy and it's not working. You know what I mean? Like, if you are in this place where your everything doesn't revolve around your purpose, if everything doesn't revolve around the giver of that purpose, then there's a level of wasted time here. There's a level of wasted energy, wasted effort, wasted bandwidth, if you will. And I want to tell you guys this. In this book on the power of flexing, because I'm going to give you all the scripture. You just know that. I'm going to give you the scripture. Just saying. It says here in regards to just even the introduction of the book. And mind you, I got this thing all, noted up, tabbed, and everything else. There's a lot of stuff that I may, drop as gems from you guys and reference this book as a point of reference. But let me just say this even about goals, because that's where a lot of you guys are in right now, this space. New Year's resolutions, We're just going into the second month. What have you accomplished so far this month? All of that good stuff. So in this book, it says the power of aspirational goals. And I want to read something to you that it says. This is actually on page 61. It says, goals are thought to be nested with higher order, values-driven goals, such as be a good person, or be there for family or neighbors, prompting lower order goals, such as work on my relationships with, Joe at work. That's, the fictitious name they gave them. Or help out more in my neighborhood. So even if you're sitting here like, I want to work out more. And I use that often because that's something that I've been adapting as a goal for me for medical reasons. Okay. And so it's also something that a lot of people think of when they think of New Year's resolutions, when they think of what to do, not to do, X, Y, and Z, what they're going to do for the new year, the transition. And ultimately, even when you talk about working out, you have to ask yourself, why? Is it to lose weight? Some may be, yeah, that's it, that's all. But why you want to lose weight? What's the problem? I don't like the way it makes me feel when I have that extra, for those of us that know about the fupa, when the fupa is like just bulging. I want to lose weight because my gut, I want to look like, even if it's that, you have to ask yourself, okay, well, what's the problem with having a gut? I don't like the way it makes me feel. Is feeling some sort of way about your weight that is beyond a medical reason it? Or is it some higher level situation that you're trying to address? Is it your self-esteem? Is it your self-worth, like how you feel when you're in a relationship with someone, or you want to be in a relationship with someone and you don't want to feel self-conscious? I want to be able to not have to go not grocery shopping, go shopping again for clothes because I'm gaining so much weight. Whatever it is, like really think about some of the things and the goals that you're setting and ask yourself, what are the higher reasons, the higher level reasons for which I'm trying to achieve these particular goals? And even when you go there, once you have it, like write it down. Like for me, I'm again using myself as an example. Working out for me at least 30 minutes, at least 3 days out the week was important to me because of my mental health, because of my medical health. I need to be mentally and physically stable and have at least a solid bandwidth to be able to move about with my son. I want to offer him a higher quality of life. I want to be a good example of health and wellness for him so that when he gets older, knowing that he's going to be tall, his dad is 6'4", he's already looking like a 6-year-old when he just turned 4. Like, I want him to have it in his system that working out is the thing to do, to stay active, to stay agile, to stay consistent with your medical health and honoring your body, right? That's a higher level for me because I know I was given the responsibility of molding what will be the future's adult running around these streets. Okay. So when you think of what is it for you that is your everything, you have to go back to this place of where we were talking about last week. I think we were talking about, matching your targets, matching your goals with your commitment level. If your commitment level isn't there, that's not the target for you. You got to aim higher. It's not worth it. It's not high enough on the totem pole for you to feel like it's worth your time when it's all said and done. If you are still eating the junk food, your health isn't as high of an order of a goal as you may have thought, or maybe what the world told you should be, or maybe your doctor said, yeah, you do need to lose a few pounds because you're on the edge. Whatever it is, when it's all said and done, what is everything to you? We got to break this down because we can't just be out here setting goals that we never meet. We have to at least be honest with ourselves. And if you don't take the time to discover who you are and what it is that you need on a level higher than what you see in front of you, then you're going to run into some trouble when it comes down to your commitment matching the targets and the goals that you're setting for yourself. So, why am I talking about this? Because when we're talking about Black women in leadership, and we're talking about the impact and the superpowers that you have, the impact, the influence that you can have, you can't get there if you still stuck on what we were talking about at the beginning of January, which was being stuck on low self-esteem, imposter syndrome, the inner critic. Like, you got to do the inner work. Like, this all ends up playing out to one full message of what we're not going to do is stay where we are. And you can't get anywhere further if you're still stuck in not understanding what is your everything. Who is your everything? What is the bigger picture? What is your purpose? Why are you here? If you don't know, when are you going to do the digging? Maybe that should be a higher level goal. Like, I don't want to be out here trying to add on to ground that isn't even fertile. Like, I can actually really receive this next level of leadership, this next level of impact, this next level of influence, love in my life, connections with good people, building my, as they say, our tribe, your support system. You can't even be there if you don't even know who you are in that space of where you stand. Who are you? What is it? Who is it that's your everything? What is greater? Is the fear in your life greater? What do I mean by that? Well, it takes overcoming fear to be okay with the discomfort and the uncertainty that comes with change, that comes with growth. Like, you may be trying to build an empire, but it's only going to go but so high if the foundation wasn't set right. You can talk about all these low-hanging fruit wins all you want. Yes, these low-hanging fruit, and I want to put this in the context because I know I was talking about this lately. Celebrate even the small wins, but understand this. It has to come from a genuine place, and that genuine place is I'm winning above and beyond from fertile ground. I have I have anchored myself. I have anchored everything about who I am, mind, body, spirit, emotionally, all the intangibles, if you will, like all of those things. I've pulled them together. I've studied them. I've done the work. It has been difficult, but guess what? Now that I know who I'm working with, and I know what's my greater, not even my greater purpose, but what is it that's everything to you? Is it everything to you to be comfortable where you are? Or is it everything to you to see what's on the other side of who you were meant to become? Because one thing that I have heard, and I put a little sticky note. I'm about to get my little sticky note just so y'all can see. When it says, and I got this on a sticky note that came with the book that I also recommend. It's by Impact Publishing. Is the book around me? I think it's on my other bookshelf, but it's Garden Talks. That's what it is, Garden Talks. But this sticky note, I'm going to show you. And then I'm about to say it after I show you. Hold on, let me see. Can y'all see it? And I'm not going to read it backwards like I did again, being silly. It says, what God calls you will always be bigger than what you call yourself or believe yourself to be. So are you going to stay in that place of, well, I don't know, I'm not sure, maybe something feels off, something feels stagnant, you know, like, are we going to be there? Are we going to be there? Um, Thank you, Michael Brown. I miss you, friend. We got to connect. Um, but yeah, are you going to be in that place where you realize that things are bigger and have always been bigger? So many more people are starting to talk in that way, using that verbiage of, let me put this out in the atmosphere. Let me put this out in the universe. The universe is, let me just say it out loud. Let me just manifest. We're using all these words. But what does that mean, though? What does that mean? What does that mean for you if you aren't taking the time to do the digging to really figure out what is my everything? Shoot, what's crazy is if you are reaching for the stars in the universe, why not reach for the creator of the universe? That's just like saying, I'm really thirsty, but give me a small water with ice. Why? When you can go bigger. I'm just using a random example, but ultimately, who and what is your everything? And why is that not currently fueling everything? Your purpose, your New Year's resolutions that you set, your daily targets, your daily inspirations, your daily affirmations, your daily, everything. Why is that not there? What if we did things more intentionally? What if we did things more intentionally? I'm going to read you one more passage from this. I'm going to give y'all that's crazy. Sorry, that was just in a moment of mine. But I'm about to read something to you guys. Then I'm going to give you guys a scripture to back it up because, on Tuesdays we educate. We educate, okay? There you go. I had it just a second ago. And then we're going to go out with the bang. Okay, so in here, well, it's a couple things now that I'm going to read to you. Just bear with me. It's still under 30 minutes. Okay, so this is what it says. Make your growth a priority. And again, I'm getting this out of The Power of Flexing by Susan Ashford. Definitely feel free. I am not an affiliate partner. I just love the book. Passing along. Okay, it says so much depends on becoming personally and interpersonally effective. Whether you will be able to make that sale, build that team, motivate that colleague, attract those friends, find the right mate, fix that problem, adapt to that change. Now, this is what's a trip, okay? This is what I was going to show you. Where'd it go? I should have put a little tab there. Shoot, what did I just follow? Okay. Growth is a complex process that requires, this is what I was trying to say as a backup to what I was saying as far as aim higher. It says such growth, if we're talking about growth, to come to be by degrees. Okay, higher and higher, right? Not stagnant. Growth is a complex process that requires thoughtful action, examination of the results, reflection on successes and failures, which is why a lot of times I tell people to marinate in what it is that you have going on. Okay. But either way, let's see the emotions, results, reflection on successes and failures, time to process the emotions produced, and the development of a plan for further action. In short, it requires the power of flexing. These little experiments, But this is the scripture I'm going to share with you guys, and then I'm getting off of here, and I'm going to go ahead and head out and pick up my son early. Make sure he don't get on my case today. All right. So in this particular scripture, whoever wrote this particular chapter, I'm not a theologian. Never said and never will say that I will be. But in this particular section of chapter 22 of Matthew, the 22nd chapter, this is from the King James Version of the Bible. Sometimes I use different versions if, again, you've been watching previous videos. But either way, it said, and this is talking about the resurrection. The resurrection. It says, Jesus answered and said unto them, ye do err, meaning you got it all wrong, not knowing the scriptures, nor the power of God. For in the resurrection, they neither marry nor are given to marriage, but are as the angels of God in heaven. So this one, they're talking like somebody was just asking a question in regards to marriage, right? But I wanted to read the subsequent thing, so the subsequent verse, so that you guys can understand the context just a little bit. But ultimately, the point that I wanted to point out is that Jesus pointed to their misunderstanding, and this is what it has in the subscript. Jesus pointed to their misunderstanding of God's power and ignorance of Scripture and its teachings. Don't be ignorant. And I mean that with love, from a place of without knowledge, like by its definition, not as, to call y'all something you're not, or that you don't believe yourself to be. Not having the information. When we are talking about making sure that you know for a fact who is everything to you, what are the everythings in your life that are not playing a vital role that's not playing a vital role in your growth. Okay. How are we getting to that place where we reconcile with our own selves and say, you know what? This isn't it. Because what we're not going to do is sit back and allow ignorance, meaning we're not purposely searching for more. We're not purposely growing. We're not purposely raising our threshold. We're not going to settle on that, but we're going to say, what is everything in my life? Is the grind everything? Are paying my bills everything? What is the everythings in your life that's preventing you from shaking off all the distractions and aiming for the place in which you were created to take your place. Take your place. And when you take your place, know who you are and whose you are. Because let me tell you this, we're getting ready to end this series this Tuesday and Thursday. Yeah, this Thursday will be the last day of this particular series on what we're not going to do, Black Women in Leadership, as the title and premise for everything that I've been talking about this past month, since it's now the first. Even though it's Tuesday, it's the first of the month. I have to tell myself that. I begin confused sometimes. But for a month, we've been talking about ways that we can get started. This is it. A lot of times we say do the work, but this is that work. Okay. This is the inner work that's needed. Mind, body, spirit. Are you eating right? Are you moving your body, exercising, yoga, stretching, whatever it is, walking the park, walking a dog, whatever it is, walking your kid. I walk my dog and my kid, get that energy out. But in that space, I want you guys to be very aware that this last live in this series is all about you getting to the place of realizing that if you can't do it and you need the help, reach out to me. I'm here. I just actually finished putting in a group that is like, it doesn't have anything to do with selling anything. It's about transformation. It's about investing in your transformation. It's about investing in the future after realizing that the futures of old, of the years past, didn't come to life. And in the work that I do as a transformational coach, as a executive wellness coach, as a psychologist, I really help people in like a end-to-end service sort of way. Okay. Whether it's one-on-one, whether it is the group that we're putting together. We're going to be starting in March. If you want more information about that, just let me know. Just direct message me. However, there's plenty of ways to get in touch with me. You can even just Google and you can find me. Um, but sign up to even just hear what the program's about and if it's a fit for you, because ultimately the doors will be closed. I am now offering Kaiser Permanente coverage for those that are specifically in need of psychotherapy. If you have Kaiser Permanente as a healthcare coverage, I'm officially in network now as a behavioral health specialist, and we can do what we need to do, right? And for those that feel like, hey, I don't necessarily need psychotherapy, but I need a coach, that's what I do. All right. And we have finance options. Again, if it's about monetary, but I really want you guys to come from a place not of lack, but coming from a place of, lifetime investment that isn't going to cost you the lifetime to pay for it. Okay. People still trying to get rid of these student loans and haven't gotten a return on their investment. Just saying. That just came to my head, but it makes sense. But either way, text me. You can also text me. Actually, if you aren't sure where to find me, DM me or things like that, you can text me. Just text "I'm ready" to 805-265-3029. Again, that's 805-265-3029. Also, you can go to a website I have scrolling across the bottom of the screen, where you can secure your spot for the 2022 wellness coaching program, which is called the Phoenix Rise, Rising Inspired, Stronger, and Empowered. The Phoenix Rise full end-to-end service program. If you are interested in this, is for emerging leaders, executive leaders, business owners, those that's wanting to transition out of a 9 to 5 to business ownership. This is all the things. It's pre-recorded training, live trainings, webinars, books, ebooks, wellness boxes with your candles and all the niceties, journals and things like that. And I just got my new journal in. Let's see. It's going to be too much for me to grab it, but I'll share that more with you guys on Thursday. Just show up on Thursday, or when you text me, we can talk about all the details. Okay. Not going to spend too much time. Let me go get the little guy, and I will see you guys next time. Okay. Y'all take care. Be safe. Be blessed. Wear your mask. Don't talk to a stranger. Hold your hands. Okay. All right. Bye, you guys.